Barbí, you so dumb.
Hey cuties, welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, hey. If you're not, welcome back. We're going to an event that we were invited to, and it's themed. A lot has been going on. Literally, a lot has been going on. For starters, I actually really miss y'all. When I edit the videos, I realize that I kind of be whispering. But then again, it's just like, I feel like I'm yelling when I'm talking to y'all. Am I yelling? But it's like when I'm yelling, my yelling is like you're talking. Does that make sense? So it's like when I'm editing the videos, I'll literally, and the only reason I know it's off is because like my intro, I have to always change the sound of my intro and put it on a lower number because my intro is too loud compared to the video. So when you transition into the video, then it's just like, hi, how are you? Whole time I'm not. So technically, am I whispering the whole entire time? I don't want to be whispering. I'm not trying to whisper to y'all. I'm not trying to whisper to y'all. So now I'm talking loud as hell, which is going to be your normal talking, but my yelling, it's so weird. It's so weird. So update, my dog died. If you watch my vlog that I went to Liberia, when I went back home, this, that, and the other, you met Force, right? Force was a little puppy that y'all met. Long story short and short story long, he passed away, RIP to his soul. And you're like, how did he pass? Well, the only speculations that make sense is he was poisoned. And the only reason we say he was poisoned or he ate something that he wasn't supposed to eat, which is still poison, because if like dogs eat something that they're not supposed to eat, like that's still poison to their body regardless. So he literally was coughing up and pooping blood. So that's how, like that's how he passed. Very awful, very sad. I know. So it's just like that happened. And it was really devastating. Then y'all, at this point, I am no longer feeling bad for being like quote unquote stuck up. I'm really just not gonna give some of y'all the time of day no more. Like, you know how I do stuff for the plot? I'm no longer willing to do a lot of things for the plot. Okay, I'm really not. I'm just not willing to do it for the plot no more. So I had started talking to this one dude, right? He's like, what do you do? Do you have kids? The 21 question ordeal. Like, I'm no kids, age, blase, 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 blase. So I tell him, I'm a content creator. I've worked with brands before. Like, I'm explaining stuff that I did. And I'm usually not the type to like go in on everything that I've done in life simply because like, I feel like it's bragging. And I don't know if I feel like it's bragging because people have told me that I'm bragging. I just feel the need not to talk as much. I don't really know what, got everything like rolling. But for the most part, like I don't talk about a lot of stuff, right? And that's just that. So I'm like, but for the most part right now, other than like what I'm focused on is my content creation. Oh, and I was like, and I have modeled. And I say like I have modeled like blandly because like no disrespect, but everybody's a model. But it's just like, it's just like going back to the other story that we talked about. You could easily slap a title on yourself. Not to say a lot of you don't model, but it's just like I haven't modeled enough to the point where I could be like, I'm a model. I don't know, because they say unless you work with big names, like you're just self-proclaimed. So it's just like, am I self-proclaimed? That's why I really just don't like sprinkle in like I've modeled, that like I'm a model. I don't say I'm a model. I said I've modeled. So it's just like I've modeled, So he's just like, oh, this, that, and the other. Y'all, long story short, after I told everybody like all the things that I do and all the things I have done, this, that, and the other, from modeling to content creation to brand ambassador to like affiliate marketing to like all of that, to everything. Like I named everything, not even on no bragging stuff. It's just simply because like I don't know what type of person you are. And I realized by me not opening my mouth and saying, even though I feel as if like, oh, I might be bragging, by me not opening my mouth and saying the things that for starters, I wasn't going to wear the black robe today. I was going to wear the white one because today's a clutch my pearls type of day. But the foundation, if I clutch and it gets on my white, I'm going to be pissed off. And I do need to invest in another robe. That's neither here nor there. Now, let me go back to what I was saying. I let him know because like at this point, I don't care if people think I'm bragging, simply because I realized that there's so many opportunities I've probably missed unbeknownst to me. Obviously, if I didn't bump into it, wasn't meant for me type stuff, because I genuinely believe what's meant for you will be for you. But at the same time, like if I had opened my mouth and told somebody what I did, they probably would have been like, oh, can you model for me? oh, can you do this for me? Like, I'm holding back on stuff that I have done, which could potentially open up a door for a new opportunity for me type stuff. So it's like, now I'm going to proudly tell you all the things that I've done. And even when it pertains to like my major and stuff, when people are like, what'd you go to college for? I literally just tell them political science. But if you like know me, you know it wasn't just political science. So it's like, I've been cutting myself short type stuff. With that being said, I'm saying all this, that, and the other. He's like, damn, yeah, I'm glad, we met with you, woo. We gonna be good, this, that, and the other. So I'm thinking like he do something like he must, what do you do? Like your turn, no, no, reverse, your turn. What do you do? And he's just like, he's just beating around the bush. So I'm over here feeling like maybe he's a dope boy. Which is okay. Like, you wouldn't be the first. Probably won't be the last. I don't know how I bump into y'all. It's like, for some reason, some strange reason, I just keep bumping into y'all. Like, I've caught the law-abiding citizens before, but somehow I get more of the dope boys than I get. And it's like, I don't really realize that they dope boys until after. After when we get to talking, it's just like, oh. And you like, well, how don't you know? Some people be flashy, some people don't. Like, they come from different walks of life as it pertains to the dope boy life. So it's like, oh, so, type stuff. So I'm thinking he gonna say he a dope boy, this, that, and the other. No, he doesn't say that. But at the same time, like, he muttering as if like, so I'm like, cool, like, I'm not gonna intrude. Obviously, you either don't trust me enough to tell me, you're insecure about what you do, something. Long story short and short story long, he was like, so you gonna let me be a house husband? This is what I mean by clutch the pearls. I must have made my way to hell somehow, because this can't be heaven. You want me to let you do what? Excuse the fuck out of me? You said what? A house what? Sweetheart, the only way you could be a house husband is if you have passive income. You have passive income? Also, I would love, yeah, of course you can stay home. You got passive income. You ain't got to worry about nothing. The money's coming to you. You don't have to go to the money. If you don't have nothing going on, why would... At first you like, but it was probably a joke. So I thought it was a joke too, so I'm brushing it off, but he just keeps saying it. Like, the more the conversation goes on, like, he keeps mentioning like, yeah, I'm about to be a good house husband and you ain't got no kids. I could have easily attached myself to some people just so it can get me to the top. I understand people do that and people have done that. I call them strong knees. You just hang around people that are beneficial to you. And that's cool. But baby, my knees are strong, but they're not strong from being a strong knee. Like, there's no way I'm going to sit here and let you ride my coattail. I don't even like that type of company, because at any point in time, you're liable to switch up simply because the loyalty was never there from the jump. So why would I sit here and have you around? Like, at no way in shape or form are you beneficial to me by having you around, type of stuff. So then he over here talk about, baby, when I tell you I was so over the whole conversation, I was so over the whole entire conversation. I didn't want to hear anything that man had to say no more. I'm telling you, I was so over. A house husband. Never in my life, never in my 23 years of living has anybody ever brought that proposition to my door before. Oh my gosh, this can't be happening. I have some way made it to hell. This might be like the Twilight Zone, the little storm, the hurricane girl. Is Stormy? Is it Stormy? I hope it's Stormy. That girl. That's just like what she did with her friend Ice Spice. Like, girl, you and Seasoning used to be so close. Now out of nowhere, you just gonna throw her business out there, and they say it's because she had a song coming out. But it's like, girl, if it's because you had a song coming out, you need the promo. That is wild. That is just so wild. That is just so wild to me. So it's just like, y'all, because she had them texts for a long time. That you had that text for a long time. You decided to bring out them texts when your quote unquote music was coming out. So they streets did. So that's what the streets is. Very much giving 13 reasons why. Let's hurry this up. Let's hurry. Like, no disrespect, but let's hurry this up quickly. I want to go to the roller derby. Oh my God. Oh my gosh. Can I come? Sandra, go bake the pies. We're going to Barbara's house. We're gonna go get tickets. I just want to go to a roller derby so bad. I love my Caucasian friends. I know I be messing with y'all, but I love my Caucasian friends. Y'all are just so fun. I just like the ones that can hee hee ha ha laugh. Like, the shady Southern ones. Those are the ones I like. Because it's like, oh, y'all so messy. Y'all so messy. I know y'all really like each other for real, but y'all still be hanging with each other. Y'all messy boots. But then the thing is, I can't be a part of it. I just want to be the one that everybody comes back to. Like, I'm the cordial one that everybody comes back to tell their business to. But don't talk about me because I be changed. Just kidding, just kidding. Me and Biore almost got into it because remember, I had told y'all about this so many times on YouTube and on TikTok. This is the one I used to use, right? And you see how it looks right now, watered down, because I literally was on my last 2 pumps and I just couldn't find this anymore. So what I did was I put water in it and so I would only use it for emergencies. So then I had to go back to my product that I used before I used to use Biore, which is like the Walgreens morning and night type stuff. So I'm back to it. I'm running out of it. So at this point, I'm like, Biore still hasn't brought my soap back. We gonna tussle about it. My camera hates me today and it shows. You're a hater. So I'm feeling like, was I wrong for doing that? Because why would you take it away after I didn't put people onto it? Wouldn't that be the time to market more? Type stuff. So that's why I was like, this just can't be happening to me. Y'all, when I tell y'all I was about to go on TikTok and tell them, give them a piece of my mind respectfully. I know how to respectfully talk to y'all corporate really. Respectfully tell y'all about yourselves, because where's my soap? Then I was going to write y'all a letter because corporate got to hear about this. I was going to get my point across, okay? Because I was on my last swiggle. So I decided to go to the store with my brother, right? I'm at Walmart with my brother. And next thing you know, I see this one. Like technically it says purifying, so I should have knew, and it says rose quartz, but this one says rose quartz plus charcoal. So I'm like, where's the plus charcoal? This one, like before this one went missing, this one was on the shelves, but I just thought they had ran out of stock and then they were bringing this back in. So these two were 2 different ones. That's what I was thinking. And I was like, you know what, whatever, kept passing this. Keep in mind, I'm going to every store looking for this and I'm passing this one each and every time. And I'm like, why these people keep playing with me the way they playing with me? Long story short and short story long, reading is so fundamental, y'all. They the same thing. And then to top it off, why would y'all put this in? Why would y'all make this so small? I didn't know this was this until I had Googled this, expecting to see this, and I saw this. Google was telling me this. So when I had went to the store, I looked, new look. Okay. I was a little less suspicious, but I said there's still charcoal missing. Under the rose quartz, natural charcoal. Reading is fundamental. Biore. Love yas. Hold on, my heart was crooked. Love yas. I'm glad we didn't have to get messy. Actually, no, it wouldn't have been messy on your part. It would just been like embarrassing on my part, because sending letters only for them to come back and tell me like, no, girl, it's been that. That would have been so embarrassing. I told y'all if you are new here that people be popping back in every now and then. And I don't mind doing a whole like second chance ordeal, but like at some point we have to acknowledge at what point we were wrong in the matter. At some point, if accountability has been held, yeah, we can move forward type stuff. Okay, cool. If you were here with my 3 bear story, then you know where we're going with this. Are you like 3 bears? Yes, the 3 bears popped their head up. Yes, that's what I'm saying. So like after the whole debacle, because obviously like this was my first time being in like that situation like that. So that is what kickstarted the whole get ready with me. If you're new here, that story kicks off our get ready with me, because I was just so mind boggled by the whole thing. So I'm like, am I crazy? So I came to y'all with it, right? So then that's when our whole like, story times came, because my life has always been like a hot mess, but I just never really talk about it because it's like, for what? For what? Like at the end of the day's going in, and even when I'm the victim, I somehow become the villain, and I'm cool. And I'm telling y'all, I'm so cool with being the villain. Like I told y'all last get ready with me, oogly boogly boo. Like I will put on the shoe, even though the shoe don't fit a lot of the time, because I don't care. I don't care. People are going to say what they're going to say. I will be the villain. It's taking like everything. It's really like, I just don't care. That's the best way I can put it. I just don't care. I just don't be caring enough to like go back and forth with people to do. No, I don't care. It's not that serious. It's not that serious, because if I'm done arguing with you, that's not going to stop T-Mobile from hitting me up like, your phone bills due. That's not going to stop my bills from coming to me like, well, you forgot to pay this. That's not going to stop nothing. So why am I going back arguing with you? I got bigger fish to fry. You're not the biggest in the pond. Get out of my type stuff. So boom. Okay, so I'm on the phone with my brother, right? He had went out. So I'm on the phone with him because like, obviously, whatever. Talking to him, and next thing you know, like I didn't swipe out the FaceTime, the FaceTime application. I didn't swipe out of it. So I took my phone and I tossed it on my bed. My hand, do. Next thing I hear, it's calling someone. I'm thinking my phone's calling my brother, right? I'm seeing another number. That's not, because my brother number is obviously saved. So it doesn't say brother on it. Who are you calling? So I hung up. And you're like, how don't you know who you're calling? Because I don't save numbers, y'all. I don't know who I'm calling at this point. All I know, next thing you know, not even a few seconds later, that number's calling me back. Oh, no. So at this point, I'm like, okay, cool, bet, whatever. I'm not thinking anything of it. Cause I'm not new to this. I'm true to this. I usually and you how do you know who's talking to you? I can tell by their voices. I am really good with voices. If we have talked, some of them have defined voices where it's just oh, I know exactly who I'm talking to. I don't even need to think twice about it. Some of them is just who am I talking to? Honestly, I thought I was going to use this palette, but I think we're going to dig in this palette just to empty out this palette. I feel right with this, using this one, knowing this one still has some reminiscence in it. That's what I'm saying. I've been using that one for a while, but today we're going to use a little bit of this one. Anyways, so yeah, I used the back of this and I scraped it. Oh my gosh. Yeah, and go back to the story. So I get the call from the number. I'm not knowing who the number is, right? So I'm like, okay, cool, bet, whatever. I answer the call because, to be honest, I answered the call because I thought it was one of my good apples. And you if he's your good apple, why isn't his number saved? Because he didn't piss me off, so I didn't unsave his number because, you play too much. So, because, when I first met him, he did save his own number. He took the phone and saved his own number, so his number was saved. But because he had pissed me off, I unsaved his number. And it's boy, whatever. I didn't think we was ever going to be anything else. But it's just we are very much giving toxic relationship. And I don't like that for me because what the hell? I'm done with these toxic relationships. While you're in it, it's frustrating. You're just why do I deal with this, that, and the other? Some people actually enjoy while they're in it because it's oh, it's the rush. I love it. You truly care. It's the feeling you get after the toxic relationship. Okay? Because it's damn. I don't know. It's just a weird feeling. It's I don't know how to explain it. You just start reminiscing. Yeah, we did have good. You just keep reminiscing on the good memories. Everything is out the door. You just remember the good memories. It's hot, but it's not that hot. Let me turn the light back on. So it's just you really just keep reminiscing on the good memories. Am I lying or am I telling the truth? I'm telling the truth, right? Because a lot of the times the reason you stay in toxic relationships because you're reminiscing of the good memories. So it's me and him obviously ain't knowing each other long enough for us to have too much good memories, but we have good enough memories where it's you know what, his vibe was chill enough where it's just it's always the one with the best personalities that be wanting to do toxic stuff. Why can't y'all be normal? And it's just at some point we probably could be normal, but right now it's when you just don't see eye to eye, you butt heads type stuff. So it's I thought it was him on some let's talk it through type stuff. And I remember his number to a degree, but he missed the two phones. I remember only one of them. I thought it was Mr. Two Phones calling me. Okay. And I remember one of his numbers, but I don't remember the other one. So I'm thinking I'm calling the other one me being me because he really did like to FaceTime a lot. Okay. And I'm not FaceTime privileges ain't for everything type stuff. Okay. Long story short and short story long, I find out I'm not talking to Mr. Two Phones very quickly. I'm talking to one of the three bears. Remember the first guy I met in the elevator who I fed the, was it tater tots? I think it was tater tots. I fed the tater tots to. It was him, the one who took me to breakfast. Yes, it was him. And how do you know it was him? Because when the phone had called, at this point, I'm, hey, how are you? With you. Ooh, I'm over here just chatting up regularly. So after I'm chatting up regularly, I'm making my way to the text messages because the text message is going to tell me who the hell this is. So I'm looking through the text message to figure out who it is. Next thing you know, I get to the text message with the same number. I see it's the guy from the elevator, the three bear story. I'm damn. So at this point, it's kind of awkward to me simply because the whole debacle with the whole three bear story happened. If you didn't watch the three bear story, I'll link it in this video and then you can watch it. Type stuff, but I'm not gonna really too much explain it too much type stuff. So it's him, and after the whole three bear story, after that whole situation and all that going on, I stopped talking to both of them because it's birds of a feather flock together. He's weird. I didn't really take you as a weirdo, but that's your friend and you enable it. So you're weird too. Don't bring me around if you don't want to know who the weird person in your circle is. Cause I'm a good judge of character. I'm going to tell you like it is and what it is what it is. And I'm not going to do it off assumptions. I'm going to tell you straight facts woo, 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 woo type stuff, and I'm very hardly ever wrong. So at this point, I'm talking to him, and the only reason it's weird is because prior to this phone call, he had texted me, and he was on something like, we haven't talked in a while type stuff, something like that. Or he was like, I haven't heard from you in a while, something around those lines, right? That was the text he had sent me. When he had texted me, I told him, I said, what do you mean? That's what I had replied, because what do you mean? Because, like, to be honest, it's one thing if you be like, damn, I haven't heard from you in a while, and we used to text every day. If we text every day, that's cool. But if we never had that texting every day thing, and I haven't heard from you in a while, what do you mean? Because, like, we wasn't on tight talking terms to begin with. So once I figure out who it is, I'm trying to let him know, like, I accidentally call you. I'm really not trying to deal with all the hoopla that's going on, because I'm actually finally in a spot right now where, like, life has calmed down. You know, like, I'm not running around acting crazy. Not simply acting crazy, but, like, I'm finished with work. I'm caught up on everything. Now I can actually pay attention and, like, live in the moment for a quick second. So it's just like, for me to finally be able to live in the moment, and, like, the blast from the past happening, this is not it. This is not it at all. Okay, so at this point, I'm like, okay, cool. I'm not thinking anything of it. So while he's talking, right, he's over here. I literally, at first I was going to be like, damn, it was accident. I didn't mean to call you. I was going to dive straight into it. But then I, for some reason, felt like I need to lighten the blow. Cause like I said, I didn't know if he was going to feel some type of way. And why I just cared why he would feel some type of way is beyond me. Cause the simple fact is, I shouldn't care if he's going to feel some type of way, cause I shouldn't care. Like, it is what it is. But for some reason, I just feel bad, because it's like, I'm not really trying to, I'm not trying to get into any of this. When I accidentally call people, that's just me. I just don't know how to tell you, like, I accidentally called you. That's why I hate that for y'all, because, like, when I had accidentally called him, because, like I said, people get upset when you accidentally call them. So it's like, how do I tell this man? Oh, I got too much things in my hand at once. So it's like, how do I tell this man, like, I accidentally called you in, like, a polite way without, like, starting something? Because I'm really not trying to start something. Like, as you can tell by now, I'm not really, I used to be super confrontational, but I'm not too confrontational anymore, because my peace costs more than any person can ever give me. Okay. So at this point, I'm at peace. Like, when I tell you I'm at peace, I'm laying in bed listening to all the hectic stuff that's going on with Drake and everybody else. Like, I'm listening to the videos, this, that, and the other. It was just that one conversation between me and my brother that stopped me. I'm literally in bed eating cake. Keep in mind, this happened, today's the 5th, right? This happened yesterday. And I'm in bed eating cake. Obviously, I'm living my best life because I'm in bed eating cake. Like, I was supposed to go out with my friend, but I had told her, I said, I'm not going to go out, simply because, like, I was still detoxing, and I'm done with my detox today. So, like, all of this is going on beyond me. So at this point, he's on the phone, and I'm trying to, like, gently break it to him that I didn't really mean to call you. But then I tell him, I'm like, you know what? I'm not even going to dive straight into it. How have you been? Because at this point, like, how have you been? Because how have you been? And I'm over here trying to, like, lighten the load, because we're going to just gently hop in the conversation. It's going to be like, oh, yeah, I didn't really mean to call you, but I'm glad you've been good, this, that, and the other. That's how I was going to lighten the blow. So when I had said, before I had said what I had said, I think I said something like, no, I'm not going to tell you that, because I was thinking out loud. I was like, at first I was going to tell him, like, I didn't mean to call you. Then I was like, no, I'm not going to tell you that. How have you been? I'm not going to dive in. And then I remember saying verbatim, I'm not going to dive straight into it. So then that's when he was like, no, say what you got to say. Like, what do you have to say? And that's when he comes out of nowhere. He's like, what are you trying to tell me, that you smashed remember the friend that we went to his house and he had cooked for us? That friend, he's like, oh, so you trying to tell me you smashed him? Wow. Pump the brakes. At this point, that was the siren that went off, because why would you, like, at what point in the matter would you sit and think, like, I smashed your friend? In my head, I'm thinking, like, Brody must have told you something. And at this point, bro, I'm about to learn some tea about me I didn't even know about me, because at no point did me and Brody smash. So if he's saying we smashed, this is not gonna, like, I kid y'all not, this would not be the first time a dude then lied on his woo-ha just for, like, mere shits, giggles, and an ego boost. Like, if y'all don't understand how weird some of y'all dudes are, let my stories tell y'all how weird your male race is. And that's not saying females aren't weird. Like, that's why I keep telling y'all, like, it really just don't be all of y'all. It don't. But for the most part, you can't deny, like, there's weird people in each bunch. Okay. And when you have to deal with a whole bunch of weirdos, it just gives you a distaste for a lot of you. Like, I don't hate men. I just have a distaste for y'all, a large majority of y'all. A large majority. Because it's very rare that you bump into the normal ones. Okay. So this is what gets the conversation started, right? Because when he's like, oh, you smashed my friend, why would you say some stuff like that? So he goes in with the whole like, wooty woo woo. Last time we talked, you were like the whole little situation that happened, this, that, and the other. And he was just like, and I never heard from you, wooty woo. I said, why would you say some stuff like that? I'm not even that type of person. To be honest, I didn't even smash you. So for me to just up and smash your friend, like, what in the world? What type of treacherous behavior? So, that's the only thing that really makes sense. No, it don't really make sense because when I talked to you, I had told you what it was and what it wasn't, all for real. Last time, me and like I said in the last thing, I didn't want to call him passenger seat princess, but last time me and him linked up, because we linked up twice. Remember from the last, when I explained, we linked up twice, right? So we had linked up. Never in the world was it none of that. He over here talking about, I'm 31 at my big age. Yes, at your big age, at all of your big ages, I'm the only person at this point that really just don't care. I'm the only person that's really acting mature. I don't care because it is what it is and it was what it was. So like when he had let me know the second link up that he wanted to smash, I leave with the understanding like we just cool. Why would I feel guilty? Like no guilt is felt when I linked up his friend because at the end of the day, last time we linked up, we had the understanding you just wanted to smash. Like you over here making it seem like, oh, a vibe was had and you just up and you just didn't feel the way. No, a vibe was had because I didn't want to smash. So we had to make things work, did we not? It was either we was gonna link and chill and just a vibe was gonna be had or I was gonna go home. There was no like in between. A vibe was gonna be had or I was gonna go home. No in between. So I'm confused what you're confused about. Leaving his place that night with understanding like obviously I came in with the notions that you liking me and you probably do like me, but you just coming out very lustful. And it's just something about a dude that just can't hold his like self together. You have no self-composure. It does it for me. That's what I'm saying. Like that does it for me each and every time. I'm telling y'all, it really does it for me simply because like you have no self-control. Like you just want to dive in and stick and move in any and everything. And there's nothing cute about that at all. Then he over here talking about something, but you left with me that night. You left with me that night. So what does that have to say? Yes, I left with you that night and we went to eat breakfast. And it wasn't on no, you just want to know. No, none of that. You trying, so what are you going to get into later? Yeah, like don't sitting over here. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like this whole entire conversation it just felt like a whole like guilt trip. Like you need to understand that you were wrong. You were very wrong. No, the hell I wasn't. Cause I'm really jumping the gun with all this. I'm jumping the gun. So boom. We go into talking. He's just like, wooty woo. You just never talked to me that night. So then I explained exactly what had happened that whole entire time. So I let him know like that whole thing very much felt like a setup. And am I wrong for feeling like it was a setup? I get there and Brody's over here talking about how does Buddy knew you here? He said, I knew you were here because me and him don't talk. And he just caught me at the random blue. BS. I called the first BS right there and then. But keep in mind, I'm listening. He talking about I just don't talk to Buddy like that. And he just called me out the random blue. So I just assumed that you were there. No. How did you not talk? You don't talk to Buddy like that because the time, remember when we did the story time? It was a few days, like the time we did the story time was a few days after the altercation had happened. 5 days, 6 days max after the altercation had happened. And that's really stretching it by saying max. Because after the altercation was happening, it was weird. So I came to talk about it. Let's spill tea. Let's really like, my life is messy. Is this messy? Am I wrong? Type stuff. And I did a get ready with me explaining everything that went down that night. Exactly. Right? From beginning to end. Not missing a beat. So how in the world you say you haven't talked to Buddy in a long time? The meetup happened probably a week max later. I linked up with you. And not even a few days, that second week-ish, that's when I linked up with Buddy after our first link up. After our second link up. So, and the first link up was the same day we met. So that's what I'm saying. Like the first link up was the same day we met. And we linked up not even a week after the first link up. How in the world are you saying you ain't talked to Buddy in a long time? It has been less than 2 weeks since all this had went on because right after our second link up, right? I would say probably 2 days max. 2 days max. If my timing is off, it ain't off by too much. 2 days max after the first link up, that's when Buddy, his friend, had hit me up on some like, are you trying to hang? And keep in mind, the only reason I say I must have gave him my number, and I'm not even understanding how he got my number, right into the Lord. I just tell myself the narrative of, I must have gave it to him, because that's the only thing that could possibly make sense. That's really the only, I don't ever remember giving him my number, but at some point, like I must have given him my number. I didn't think I was T to the point where it's like I gave him my number, but that's why I'm like, I told y'all like, oh, I gave him my number. I don't care because like that's what I told myself and that's the story we're going to stick with. I must have gave him my number because how did he get my number? I'm not going to assume that you gave him my number and y'all was being weird off rip because I could easily assume that you gave him my number. But I never assumed that off rip. I never like placed blame on anybody else. I took that shit and I was like, you know what? I did that. I did that. That must have been something I did. Whether that made me look bad or not, I don't care. The simple fact is I must have done it because how did Brody get my number? So at this point, that's what I'm saying. When Brody had called me and he's over here trying to like, oh, wooty woo, and explaining like how he got my number and he's this, that, and the other, I must have given it to you. So I'm not thinking anything of it. It is what it is. Yeah, wooty woo, whatever. Blase, blase, blase. That's how we ended up linking after that one phone call. If he was off and he was weird, like I told y'all in the last story time, if he was off and weird, would I link up with him? No. You just had an interest in mind and I linked up with you for me to continue to pick your brain. After that, we found out what it was and what it wasn't because we got to your crib. And when we was at your crib, you kept talking about your friend. And I told him, I said, he kept bringing you up. I thought that was weird as hell because why does he saying, how does Buddy know I'm here? And you over here talking about some, oh no, I just assumed that you was over there because I hadn't talked to him in a long time. I explained the whole story to him, like how Buddy talked about pick a side, this, that, and the other, blase. I'm letting him know. I said the same thing I told him is the same thing I'm going to tell you. It's not that serious. It was never that serious. And he was like, and he says the same thing his friend said. Well, if the tables was turning, I was with your female friend, then you wouldn't be singing this song. What are y'all not understanding about? Obviously, like y'all a different type of slow. You got to be a different type of slow because you have to understand, right? If I'm truly, genuinely interested in a dude, why would I sit here and be talking to his friends? Crickets. No point would I need to talk to your friend if I'm interested in you. And the only time I would be talking to your friend is to tell your friend to put me on with you. After the last encounter we had the understanding that you just wanted to smash. And we had the understanding we could be cool, we could be friends type stuff. So with me linking with your friend, me and you, we didn't, in my head, we never had anything. There was nothing to be had because after the link up, we didn't text after that. That's what y'all not understanding too. Like, it's one thing is like we linked up and then like he was texting my phone consistently trying to like, build off of the conversation we had on some like just being friends because he wants to start off as friends and build from there type stuff. But we never text after that. So bro, when I tell y'all we was on the phone, at this point, I'm knowing like Brody must be slow. He must be a little slow, must be a little delayed something because he keeps bringing up the fact that like, oh, I shouldn't have even been there in the first place, this, that, and the other. And I'm just thinking like, bro, at this point, you're doing what, and he said it, he was like, I might just be projecting at this point. Cause I told him, I said, take yourself out of your own shoes and put yourself in somebody else's shoes. The whole conversation, I told him, I said, cause keep in mind, he had said like after a while, he was like, yeah, that was Brody that I was on the phone with. I told him, I said, if he would have never said I was on the phone with you, I would have called you cause me and you cool. Anybody that knows me knows I don't really too much bite my tongue. Once I figure out what it is and what it ain't, I may or may not give my commentary, depending on if it's well needed, depending on if it's going to start a whole bunch of stuff. I'm not really one to start a whole bunch of stuff. I said the same way I told him we linked up is the same way if you would have asked, because he asked me if we, like, he was like, how does Brody know we here? How does Brody know we here? Over and over and over. And after a while, like, it's like a badass kid asking why? Why? I'm irritated. He's like, if you're irritated, why didn't you just leave? You're slow as hell. Are you not understanding that's an analogy? Like, that's how I know what I'm saying is going in one ear out the other. Because you keep talking about some, you weren't supposed to be there if that was the case. I don't like you. I don't like you. There's no way in the world I would like you and I'm over at your friend's house. I said, do you not understand? Remember what they had said in the car, right? I said, remember what was said in the car. You said in the car, not you, but the one in the back seat that was with me, the really chill bear of them all, Little Bear. He had said, you give out very much sister vibes, right? And after he had said that, driver, who is the one that we went to his house, said, yeah, you really do. Agreeing to it. The only person at that exact moment we thought, ooh, could possibly like us was when we linked up with that same night that took us to the diner because he was going to take us to the parking garage. Exactly. So if you're supposed to take me to the parking garage and then we do a detour to go eat, Okay, cool. You must be feeling a girl. And he was like, well, if you knew that, then why'd you link up with him? Because after our second link, so at this point, I'm literally going back in circles with this man. I'm in circles. We're going in circles. I said, after the second link up, what was the conversation? You wanted to smash. I didn't want to smash. Okay, cool. I respect you for even acknowledging the fact that you did want to smash. Woo. We can be cool. Yeah, we can be cool. Type stuff. We had to understand that we can be cool. After we can be cool conversation, I didn't talk to you. If you were really like interested, you would have went off pursuing, right? Like, y'all not understanding. You think this is my first rodeo? You think I just don't deal with big sharks? Like, you would have came pursuing, buddy. You would have came pursuing. Like, I'm really interested in her. I'm going. You didn't come pursuing. So why are you sitting here like, oh, this, that, and the other? No. Like, so we linked up. And that's that. I said, you over here acting like I smashed both of y'all. I said, it really would have been big and serious and out of this world if I smashed you and then I went to smash your homeboy. Or if I just smashed your homeboy and this, that, and the other. I said, I didn't smash any one of y'all. Okay, so what's the problem? Like, what's real tea? And then he was like, so why didn't you smash him? Literally, like somewhere in the conversation, he comes up, so why didn't you smash him? I said, because it's not that type of party at all. It was never that type of party. I said, if I was going over there with the intention of smashing, it would have been done. Never that. Like I told him, the same thing I told him is the same thing I told y'all. I said, I could cook. At no point in time was it brought up like, oh, we're going to smash when you get here. No point in time was it brought up. The only time that was brought up, and if y'all go back to the story I told y'all, I said it was brought up when we was eating, and he was like, oh, I told you that you was coming over here to smash, and I said no. He's like, well, I said it on the phone. You must have not heard me. Exactly. Must have not heard you, because if I did, we wouldn't be here, would we? Exactly. So, like, I'm so confused. I am so confused. What y'all confused about? Y'all really out here thinking like, I did my big one. You didn't. You failed, completely failed. Like, I don't understand what y'all not understanding. You keep over here at my big age. Y'all in y'all 30s, early 30s, and I'm in my 20s. And I'm not even 25 yet. And at this point, I peeped game before any of y'all could peep game. Like, come on now. Like, that's what I'm saying. This is why I be talking about, like, they be trying to play in your face. I told him, I said, the only thing I could really feel bad about, because let's wrap this up, because it really was a whole bunch of nothing. When I tell y'all this man just having me going in circles, it was ridiculous. Because he was like, I don't even want to talk about it no more. And then would say something where we would end up bringing it back up. And it's just like, at this point, for me, even talking this long, I was as surprised when the phone had turned off, and I'm gonna tell you how the call had ended, because how the call had ended was hysterical to me. So when all of that happened, the phone had went off. Before the phone had goes off, right? He over here like, the only thing I feel like you could have did different was you shouldn't even been there in the first place. This, that, and the other. Woo. Then none of this would have happened if you was even over there. Blase. I say, yeah, but I went there for a vibe to be had. And if this situation had came up again, would I do it again? Yes. I said, you sitting here over here acting like I'm denying ever linking up with your friend. If I was sitting here like, I ain't never linked up with him, I never did that, I would be foul. I said, I can confess everything I done because it ain't nothing to it. Like, I'm not feeling no type of way. No, none of that. Like, I understood what I did. I'm grown enough to hold myself accountable. I linked up with Brody. To be honest, I only known Brody for 24 hours. And that's including the time I met him. From me meeting him to him calling me and us talking on the phone for like roughly 2 hours. And he was at work when we was talking on the phone. I was literally doing nothing in my room, just chilling on my bed, scrolling through social media. He said, do you want to link? Okay, cool, bet. It's not like I offer, like, let me come to your house, let me link. He offered to link with me. We all family. We all cousins. Why would I sleep with my cousin? That's incest, right? That's what I'm saying. And that's what I told him. I said, that's incest. I never went over there with the intention of screwing on buddy. Because at the end of the day, I'm already knowing what was said. We family. Why would I screw on cousins or brothers or anything that's incest? I said, I don't do that type of stuff. Once you're my bro, you're the bro. Like, you don't know. You don't know none of that. No, like, what's the way y'all be moving out here is treacherous. I said, Brody started getting weird because he even had to call backseat, Brody. Dude from the back seat, he called dude from the back seat, right? And dude from the back seat, he was just like, because he was trying to, because he was basically kind of getting irritated because I didn't want to like screw on him. So he called dude from the back. He's like, would you ever wait for coochie, right? And Brody was like, yeah, I have before. And he didn't like the answer Brody gave him. He's like, oh, yeah, well, but you, and he trying to like rephrase it in a way where it's like Brody can basically like take on his little side, like, oh yeah, no, I would no. And Brody kept saying, no, I waited for Coochie, and it wasn't sitting right for him. So then he turns off the phone, right? So after like Brody had said, oh no, I waited before, he turns off the phone. He tries to tell me like I'm out of date with the times. Literally, he says, I'm out of date with the times because I'm not trying to smash him off rip. Not like literally haven't been knowing him for 24 hours. We linked up. Literally haven't been knowing you for more than 24 hours because I don't want to smash you. I'm not in time with the times. Like, that's guilt tripping, babes, guilt tripping. You can't guilt trip me because a decision has been made at my big age. He's talking about you need to get with your age group. Like, you really, because I don't want to smash you. I'm out of date with times. If anything, who's really out of date? You're in your 30s. I'm 23. If anything, I'm more into the times than you are. Okay? If this ain't, I said at no point do I feel the need. And I told him that. I told your friend that. I said, at no point do I feel the need to let you know where I'm at. I don't owe you that at all. I told him, I said, it sounds bad. Your feelings might be hurt, but I just don't owe you that at all. He's talking about, well, I thought we was divinely connected, but I guess not. Like, what are you not understanding? If I was really into you, I would not be over there with your friend. I would not. Like, at this point, we all friends. I said, I literally brought y'all friendship into question too. When I had asked him how long he knew you, and he said probably about 5 years. You said 13 plus. I said, that was weird in itself. He said, well, why would I sit here and lie about how long I've been knowing somebody? That's just, I don't know. You tell me. I don't know. You tell me. I don't know what y'all got going on over here. And then I told him, I said, does Brody feel like you feel like I got to pick? Because keep in mind, dude, that house we at, he talked about you got to pick. I said, does Brody feel like you feel like I got to pick? Crickets. No answer to that. He said, well, at that point, you should have called me. You should have call you for what? You keep coming in with the analogy that me and you are a thing. We're not a thing. I don't owe you anything. Are the dots connecting? Or why aren't they connecting yet? Why are they not connecting? We're not a thing. I said, if anything, I would have called you. If Brody would have never said like, oh, I had talked to Brody earlier. That was him on the phone. I wouldn't have thought it was a setup. I told him, I said, I never came there with the assumption or understanding that Brody was ever going to confess his intentions toward me. If I knew that, I wouldn't have even been over there. And prior to Mobile being 8, I was about to leave, and I told y'all that. I said, when I came over there was no food, no nothing, right? And I asked him, I said, so when are we going to get the food? And we ended up going to the grocery store. I told him, I said, if that's your Brody and me being me, assuming that you don't like me anymore, right? And we all family, I'm thinking we all friends. If he knew you still like me, why would he even try to get me to link with him? That's your Brody. He knows that you still feeling me. So why would he even like suggest that? You don't think that's weird of him? He said, well, I know him, that like I know the type of person he is. I know how he moves. So you know he's a weirdo. You keep saying you know what type of person he is. That lets me know you know he's a weirdo. You know that he be doing this so very much. It gives, this is not the first time. This can't be the first time. He talking about, no, it is the first time. This ain't never happened before. Oh, so he over here talking about, all I'm understanding is that you're emotionally unavailable, this, that, and the other. And I said, that's the same thing you said when I had first met you. You was talking about I have a wall up, this, that, and the other, just because I don't want you to smash. The truth of the matter is, you're used to easy bitches. That's all it's letting me know. Like, that's what I'm saying. These encounters, you can tell what type of girl a guy is used to dealing with just based off the encounter. Like, you're used to dealing with easy bitches who just like go for whatever, for real. Like, really just go for whatever. So like, you being here is throwing you off. I said, your friend did the same thing. He said, I'm used to bad bitches. I let them give me their coochie. They don't never have to, I don't be begging for it, no, none of that stuff. And then I get to his crib and here he is telling me we should smash, and I'm not grown for not wanting to smash him. You are not the first guy that's told me I'm not grown for not wanting you to smash. You're not the first. You probably won't be the last. Don't let no man ever tell you that. You're not grown because you don't want to smash him. That is a guilt tactic. Don't ever feel guilty for the decision you made. Okay? If you gonna give him the coochie because you want to give him the coochie. Not because he over here like trying to guilt you into giving him the coochie. No, because no grown man is going to do that. That's little boy stuff. He was like, well, if we see each other in public, like, just know it wouldn't be weird, no hi. Like, I wouldn't just, if you say hi, I'm going to say hi. I said it was never that. It was never that. Because even if I hadn't talked to you in a long time, if you had saw me in public, if you said hi to me, I would have said hi to you. Truth, that's truth, because I said it was never bad blood. The only reason I just didn't talk to you after the whole situation, because I could have simply like called you on some like, oh, woody woo, this, that, and that happened. But that's messy. I told him that's messy, and I don't really do the mess at all. Like, me doing all that would make me so messy. And I just don't want the mess in my life at all. I just don't want the mess in my life. And he was just like, oh, yeah, you know, wooty woo. Yeah, why is this? Oh, that curl is so tight. That curl is so tight. Having the mess in my life is not beneficial whatsoever. Like, I'm really out here doing stuff. Like, really out here doing stuff. So if I'm sitting here dealing with the mess, at what point in time do I have time to edit my videos? At what point in time do I have to, like, you know? He was like, everything happens for a reason. I'm like, yeah, this accidental call is what had all of this going on. And that's okay, because clarity was made, an understanding was there, and that's just that. And he's like, yeah, you know, everything happens for a reason. I just thought we were more aligned and woo. And I'm like, yeah, you know, it is what it is. This conversation was really, I'm over here, I realize I'm whispering again. Like, I have to yell to y'all so it's normal. That's why I keep saying I have to yell to y'all so it feels normal, but it's yelling to me. So the only reason I even like entertain this is because I knew two things was going to happen. You were either going to confirm that your homeboy is weird or that all of this was a setup. And all you did was confirm your homeboy, if I'm understanding right, is weird. Because you're saying you knew none of it. And he just randomly called you out the blue, even though y'all don't talk like that. Don't talk like that, but the occasion when we met wasn't far from when the link up was. So how don't y'all talk like that? I don't know, baby. I don't know who they thought they was fooling. I said, to be honest, it is what it is. I really don't care about that. I said, the only thing I can sit here and be like, okay, cool. That's something I need to change about myself is I assume, you know? I do have a tendency of assuming some stuff. And I just don't want to be a part of the mess. So I'll walk away. I really am so good at walking away and just wiping my hands with something just to protect my peace. It really just be that deep. Like, my peace is that important to me, where it's like, I don't care. That's why I keep telling you, if I'm the villain in any story, I don't care. I don't care. I'm okay with being the villain. Like, it is what it is. I'm at home relaxing, candles burning in my own solitude. I don't care, you know? So it's just like, for the most part, it was just never that deep to me at all. I just didn't feel the need to clear up anything. I didn't have no guilty conscience about anything because nothing happened. I didn't smash you. I didn't smash your homeboy. The only person that that just seems like he knows what the hell is going on at this point is Buddy that was sitting in the back seat with me. Because he was the only one who can be like, yeah, I waited for the coochie. Yeah, like, he's the only, like, reasonable person in the whole matter. And that's just that. He said verbatim, I just have to understand that you're just emotionally unavailable. You're working my nerves now. You keep talking about me. What is your problem? Emotionally unavailable is the furthest thing from it, because obviously I moved on. I'm talking to other people. And then he turns around, he's like, well, yeah, no, when you see me, like, because, you know, when he say, when you see me, like, we could definitely say hi to each other, woo. So we had that understanding. It's like, okay, cool, bet. Yeah, it was never any animosity. Like, if you would have said hi to me, if I never talked to you in between this and I never accidentally called you. And he's like, don't say accident, because everything happens for a reason. Shut your ass up and fucking listen. Because at this point, because I didn't repeat, and I'm not the type to repeat myself. So it's like, you hard-headed little boy, shut up. Shut up. Shut up. You keep bringing up your age like your age is going to do something. There's people that are grown and still don't have the mental capacity to understand a lot of things. Shut up. Shut up. Shut up. Shut up. So at this point, we go in circles. He comes up, talk about some, yeah, no, matter of fact, I changed my mind. Like, if you see me in public, don't even say hi. Promise y'all, that's what that man said. I don't know how many seconds later after he said, when we see each other, let's, you know, we can say hi, it's nothing but love. I said, okay. Like, I said, the last time I linked up with your friend, he told me we would never link again. And I was just joking when I asked him. I was like, so we not going to link again? Because I'm knowing, like, he pissed off because he didn't get to smash. So we ain't going to link again? He said, no, probably not, because you ain't let me smash. Okay, pissy. So it's just like, I told him, I said, I wouldn't feel no type of way if you felt some type of way. I don't care for real. There's a level of fucks I have to give for me to be wanting to beg you to talk to me. I've only known you for, like, what? Oh, I'm going to say I knew you for 48 hours. And that's really pushing it. And all the times we have talked, I'm going to say 48 hours. And that's really pushing it. So why would I care if I ever talk to you again? There's people that have crossed my path I've only talked to once and it don't. I sleep great at night regardless. What don't you understand? Y'all not coming over here lightening no load. You're coming over here and just bringing mosh posh with you. I can only miss someone that has contributed to my life. That's why when people die, y'all cry because they have contributed something to your life and it hurts. When you don't contribute nothing to anybody's life, it doesn't mean anything. I don't care. That's what I'm saying. I'm not cold-blooded. I just don't care. Y'all don't be contributing nothing to my life. Nothing. And it doesn't even have to be financially, mentally, nothing. The conversation was cool. We played we flipped pennies and stuff. I got to pick your brain, got to see how you were thinking. Some of your ideologies I don't agree with, but I didn't feel like going back and forth with you to say that. So for the most part, I don't know what you want from me, And I told him, I said, he was like, it's so crazy how you're easily persuaded. Not easily persuaded. Just don't give a fuck. That's what I'm saying. A lot of y'all don't know how to read people. You over here, you think because I said, okay, that means I'm easily persuaded. No, I just don't care. I don't care. So with me not even knowing I was talking to you says a lot. Pookie, your number's not even saved. It was never saved. And if your homeboy was your homeboy, he would have told you, brother, your number's not even saved. There's a lot of people I don't talk to because, who they are affiliated with. I can be cordial with you, but I can't sit here and, be well invested into you because your company you keep is corrupt. Corrupt company only corrupts more people. I'm not going down with no one. If my ship's going to sink, let me sink my own ship. You see what I'm saying? The only thing both of you really contributed was knowledge from the situation, because the situation happened and I learned from it. That's weird. And two, y'all fed me. That's really what y'all can contribute. You fed me and let me know that's weird. So, you know what I mean? Yeah. And then I guess that didn't sit right with him. He was like, okay, yeah, bye. And I was still talking when he had said bye. I was still talking because I'm going to get my point across. I don't care. He's like, did you hear me? Bitch, yes, I heard you. I heard you, sir. I heard you. And I had said, what? And he was like, I said, bye. I said, okay, beep, beep, beep. Pretended to be the phone. I said, okay, beep, beep, beep. And next thing you know, as soon as I said beep, 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 the phone went beep, beep, beep. I don't care. I don't care. I'm not playing games. There was no games. I linked up with my cousins. That's all that happened. It was a family reunion. If it was a family reunion, why wasn't I there? You were there, dummy. He called you. He confessed to calling you. I told him somewhere down the line, I said, you know what? I'm not even going to keep going back and forth because Brody's not even here to defend himself. I said, this is not even a three-way call. At some point I told him, I said, this is not even a three-way call. Because he keep in mind his number's not saved either. So how am I going to sit here and call him? The only reason I engaged in the call is because I'm not going to hold you. When you had said, oh, you smashed my friend or something, I thought that was weird for you to say some stuff like that after I told you, oh, rip, I ain't even that type of person. So it's just you had that understanding I'm not that type of person, and yet still you would bring up, oh, you smashed my friend. I thought your friend had said he smashed. I guess that comes with the territory. It does. It does. I have homeboys who confess to putting girls on a body count that they never smashed. And you who does that? That's what I'm saying. There's weirdos out there. I keep letting y'all know, y'all male race ain't as wholesome and holy as y'all think. There's a lot of weirdos in y'all circle that run beneath y'all. And you wouldn't know they weirdos because they just make it seem like they're not weirdos. I would never. Whole time would DM say otherwise. Come on now. Find someone else safe to play with. Ain't shit safe over here, baby. I wouldn't advise you come play over here. I wouldn't. If you gonna come over here, come genuinely. Don't be on no wishy-washy weird stuff. I don't want my eyes to be doing the big eye, little eye thing. Anyways, the fit. Yeah. This the purse. It's the purse. If you're not understanding what's going down. So these are the boots that we wearing. That's the fit, all in all. Moral of tonight's story. Pay attention to what people say. And I say pay attention to what people say because Brody we linked up with stated when we was on our way to the diner, because that night when he was supposed to drive me to the parking garage, we were on our way to the diner. He says that he was like, I like hotboxing with you because my friends can't keep up. Keep in mind, he ended up rolling down the window and he was huffing and puffing. He was just he was really huffing and puffing. he couldn't hang type stuff. But then I just assumed like he had asthma. So like he was coughing really bad. He was coughing really bad, had to roll down the window. So it's not hotboxing anymore. Like he's saying his friends didn't keep up, but keep in mind, remember when we ate with Brody, who like semi kind of is off because his words didn't match what he says. I deal with bad bitches, but here you are begging me for coochie when I came to your house type stuff. Me and him, we're going back and forth with a gorilla finger. So how you saying your friends can't hang when you was huffing and puffing, coughing, but I was back and forth with a whole gorilla finger, back to back to back with the Brody that you said can't keep up? How do you not like breathing in and out with them and they can't keep up, but you the one huffing and puffing? That's what I'm saying, y'all. It really like the truth be in the midst of everything. It's a new sheriff in town. Okay. I was thinking big hoops. Should I do smaller hoops? I don't know. Big hoops just says I'm a new sheriff. There's a new sheriff in town. And if I could have a shirt with a badge on it, I would have a badge, stamp certified. Yeah.